What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's talk about a few sneak peeks. So, there have been three sneak peeks kind of being shopped around, one for Real Housewives of Potomac, one for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as well as for Married to Medicine. And I thought this would be a cool video to do as my last video for 2024, since we won't be able to see the new episodes until 2025. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So, first up, let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, the sneak peek I saw was only a minute and 14 seconds, and it was posted by a Twitter user by the name of Majestic Myron. And this is what it was captioned as. It says hashtag RHOBH preview. Dorit opens up to the group about PK making her life difficult in the midst of their separation. Sutton says Dorit can't shield her kids forever, leading to the two of them going at it again. So basically, what happens in the sneak peek, which is only like a minute and 14 seconds, is it looks like the ladies are at some type of party or venue, and they're all huddled around this table. And Dorit is talking about the difficulties of, her separation with PK. So Garcelle ends up asking her what's so difficult about it, and Dorit ends up saying that PK has pretty much lost communication with her, and she's trying her best to shield her kids from what is happening. So then Sutton speaks up and she says, well, you can't shield your kids forever. Now, mind you, the way that Sutton said it, it didn't sound disrespectful. It didn't sound flippant. It just basically sounded like, hey, girl, like, you can't do that it's like you can't keep not telling them the truth. But I guess everybody else was reading the room and can tell that that's not what Dorit needed to hear, because even in the confessional, Garcelle ends up being like, I don't think Sutton is coming from a bad place, but I definitely feel like she probably shouldn't have said anything. Like, these are Dorit's kids. Let Dorit do what she wants with her kids. And so then Dorit kind of returns this negative energy towards Sutton by being like, we're not good. We're not shielding my kids forever. When did I ever say I was going to shield my kids forever? And Sutton was like, I didn't mean it disrespectfully. She was like, why are you getting mad at me? And so Dorit ends up being like, because you said that with such strong faith. And Sutton's like, well, we already kind of had this conversation before, like when we were on the yacht. And then Dorit is like, well, you're talking about when we were on the yacht and you said that I could lean on you. And they do a flashback to the conversation. And Sutton's like, yeah, like I really meant that, like from the bottom of my heart. So then Dorit is like, well, judging by the way that you just pretty much came at me right now, I don't feel that way. So then that really pisses off Sutton. And she said, you know what, Dorit, feel however you want to feel. If you don't feel like it's real or whatever. I have never done nothing to you. Like, what have I done to you to warrant all this energy towards me? So here's my thoughts on this 1 minute and 14 second clip. I definitely feel like Dorit is losing the plot. Like, in this moment, like I said, when I was reviewing or giving my, the play-by-play of the clip, Sutton wasn't being disrespectful. She wasn't being malicious. It just really felt like she was just kind of like, girl, you can't keep doing that forever. And for Dorit to get so defensive, it kind of just feels like Dorit is being calculated with how she's moving this season, but in a way that's not natural. And it's starting to feel forced, at least for me. It may feel differently for other people, but for me, it's starting to feel forced. Because it's like, in this moment, girl, she not coming at you. So why are you this Now, I will say Sutton needs to work on how she responds to things, because to end the clip with saying like, what have I ever done to you? And like she, her spazzing out like that, it doesn't help Sutton, because there's already this narrative out that she's like unbalanced, and the ladies always use it against her. Kyle telling her last season, I don't know if your pills were then regulated, making it seem like she's woo. And then now you got Dorit in her comments liking comments saying that Sutton is erratic because she's always drunk. Like, you're giving them fuel, so you might as well learn how to taper your behavior and not allow yourself to go off the deep end. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like Dorit is going to lose, her support here soon, because it's like she started off really well, but now she's transitioning into a spot where it's like you're coming at everybody and people aren't really like pressing you. And it's interesting because when I look at the comments on Twitter, and the other time I saw this clip was by Bravo Snarkside, now it's like split. You got people legit like defending Dorit and calling out Sutton and adding in Garcelle into it, which is weird because Garcelle actually was like somewhat defending Dorit, basically saying, look, Sutton, just don't touch the kids. You know what I'm saying? But then you have other people being like, no, Sutton wasn't wrong. Dorit is tripping. And I actually agree with Sutton. Your children are 8 and 10 years old. They're not stupid. They've probably have friends whose parents are divorced or in the midst of a separation. So they know that something is changing in their house. So you might as well just be honest with them so you can have transparent conversations that will probably help the transitioning from being a unit, a family unit together, to being one that's separate. But I just feel like at this point, Dorit is going to put herself in I think a precarious situation, because after this episode, I don't think any of the explosive moments that we saw are left. I think we've seen pretty much all of them. So if Dorit doesn't deliver as the season goes on, people are gonna switch up saying that this is Dorit's season to saying she flopped, especially when it seems like Dorit and Kyle are now back to being somewhat cool and friends. So, the next clip I want to talk about is Real Housewives of Potomac. So, this clip was only 2 minutes and 47 seconds, and it was posted by Jay's reality blog. And the caption of this was hashtag RHOP sneak peek, the continuation of Mia getting worried because she doesn't know where her kids are. So, pretty much the sneak peek was 2 minutes and 47 seconds, and it opens up where the episode ended, where Jacqueline and Mia are in Mia's villa. Mia's on the phone with her mom, basically trying to calm herself down because she's been trying to get in contact with Gordon, because Gordon took the kids from their new nanny to their old nanny, which turns out to be Jacqueline's sister, that came on the internet around season 7 to blast Mia because, Mia and Jacqueline fell out. So Mia is just freaking out. She gets off the phone with her mom and tells her, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what's up. Once she gets off the phone, she basically tells Jacqueline, girl, if I don't see my kids, if I don't get no information, I'm about to go back to the States. And I said, as you should, if this is a real storyline, go get your kids. So Jacqueline follows Mia to the bathroom because Mia ends up being like, I'm about to freak out. I'm about to freak out. I'm about to freak out. So she's in the bathroom, rocking back and forth on the tub. Jacqueline's like, Mia, it's okay. We're going to figure it out. So then we see Jacqueline get on the phone with her niece, because the caption of who she's on the phone with, it says Mia's former nanny's daughter. And I was like, why couldn't y'all just say Jacqueline's niece? Y'all are trying to be extra. So Jacqueline ends up asking the girl, are the kids with so and so? And the girl on the phone is like, yes. And so Mia's like, okay. And so Mia tells the girl, well, we tried to get in contact with your mom, but she's not responding. Can you tell her to like give me a call? And the girl's like, yeah. But the energy coming from the girl on the phone is like, why y'all acting like this? Like, y'all know they down here. That's what it kind of gave. And here's the thing. I hate that I'm questioning the validity of this story because it is something serious. Like, granted, Gordon is the father of Mia's 2 children, but you should always be able to tell your soon-to-be ex-spouse where their kids are at. Like, you should not be able to take them out of the state or the country and not explain to them like where their kids are at. So I do think he was wrong for that. But then I wonder, like, is this just another like stunt from Mia and Gordon? Like, it just feels that way, because knowing the fact that the former nanny is Jacqueline's sister and the person that she's on the phone with is her niece. It just feels orchestrated. It feels concocted. And I don't like that feeling. Okay. It feels funny. It feels gross because children getting kidnapped is something serious. The way my phone be lighting up with Amber's alerts, scaring out of me when that siren come on, like, you don't play with that. So I'm just like, I don't know. And then the way that Mia was able to like turn off the waterworks, I was just like, girl. And then the way that she was like, I'm freaking out. And as someone who's had like several anxiety attacks, after I'm done panicking or having being filled with anxiety, all I want to do is drink me a good beverage, go get me some comfort food, and then sleep for the next like 7 to 6 hours because my body is tired. Because that takes a lot to be anxious. It takes a lot for you it's a lot of energy that you're exhausting. So I'm just kind of like, girl, I don't know if this is real. And I hate that. I really do. And what's more frustrating for me is that like I was really excited for this storyline with Mia, Gordon, and Ink. And I really thought that Mia was about to become the third face of Potomac. Like I really felt like that was about to happen because she, was sitting center in the promotion photo. It seemed like Bravo was like pushing her out there. And I was like, okay, she coming. She's about to have this great storyline. But now it's just like, I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. It's very cringy. And you can tell that you are doing all of this for attention. And I go back to what one of my mutuals said on Twitter that was just kind of like, Mia thinks she's being transparent and honest and being real. But honestly, she's just showing that she will do anything to stay on TV. And she doesn't have a limit. And that's what it feels like, even down to this whole like her allegedly calling Giselle's daughter's horse. Now when I first talked about it, I was like, is it true? Like maybe not. But now I'm starting to feel like it is true because I went on Giselle's page today to see like, okay, has she said anything? All Giselle has posted about is this live show that's coming up that she's starting to go on tour for. And then when I went to her Insta story, she posted an excerpt from Reasonably Shady. And I thought the clip that she posted was interesting because she captioned it practice download, and basically in the clip she's talking about practicing having a poker face. And I wonder if that was a reference or her way of responding to the fans' criticism about how she's been handling Mia after Mia called out Giselle's daughters. So let me play the clip for you.
Yeah. How did you sit in the front of a church with a serious face all the time? How did you do that?
I practiced it in the mirror. Monday through Saturday, I was able to practice my poker face, which I put on Sunday, because there was so many things that I wanted to have an expression on my face about, and I could not.
How did you do that?
I told you it's hard work, dedication, and guess what? It has served me well, because there have been plenty of times on the Real Housewives of Potomac, where my poker face has served me well.
That's true.
Yes.
So that's okay. So you honed that.
No, seriously, I used to work at it. I used to be like, I used to think to myself in my head, don't move my face. Don't move my face. Don't move it. No. Just, I couldn't even put my head down. I just had to be like,
you can't make a reaction.
No reaction.
So that was in Giselle's Insta story. And I may be reaching, okay? I could be reaching, but I thought that it was kind of interesting because I was like, well, I wonder if this is a response to the criticism that she has been receiving, because a lot of people are angry with the way that Giselle has been handling Mia since, Mia bringing up that story to Giselle at Ashley's thing about her daughter sneaking in a boy into the house. And now with the Jasmine brand coming out with that, exclusive alleging that Mia called Giselle's daughters whores, and her and Giselle ran to production to get that taken out. And everyone's just like, Giselle, when are you gonna get mean? When are you gonna get nasty? The way you were towards Candace and Wendy, like, when is that energy coming? And I was wondering if Giselle posted that clip with the whole, like, practice, download it. Like, it's basically saying, like, y'all, I have a poker face, but it's coming. Like, you'll see me start to give Mia the business. You know what I mean? And I was talking to one of my mutuals on Twitter that was like, Karen and Mia are going to be fighting for their lives at the reunion. And I said, yeah, and so is Giselle. Because if Giselle does not respond in the way that a lot of people, even people who aren't fans of hers, want her to respond, she's definitely not coming back from this. And I think Giselle is smart enough to know that. So maybe she's preparing herself for the reunion, because she always flops at the reunion. She never really is quick to respond. But I feel like she knows she's going to have to deliver, because people are expecting it of her. And it also seems like things are getting to Mia as well, because I went on Mia's page and I was like, I wonder if Mia has said anything about this situation as well. And she hasn't, which makes me feel like, girl, you really said those things about those girls. Because Mia can respond to almost everything else, but this is something that if I was her, I would respond to, because it's like, sis, they're accusing you of something pretty bad. So you might as well speak up for yourself. But I noticed on Mia's page that she is limiting comments, because the last picture that she posted was her and her kids at the Biltmore, which is really nice. And I've always wanted to go, especially during like the springtime, because they have a beautiful garden. If you don't know what the Biltmore is, it's a like castle in Asheville, North Carolina. And it's always advertised to people to go visit during the holidays, because they dress it up. They have tours and everything. But her and her two youngest kids are spending their time there. And it has 4,000, like over 4,000 likes, but only 56 comments. And I was like, girl, you have 4,000 likes, well, over 4,000 likes, and only 56 comments. That ratio doesn't make sense to me. So I'm like, ooh, you're limited in comments. So then I went to another post that she posted, I think 2 days ago. And it says, it will always be you, forever Mia Moore. And then she puts hashtag 2025. And this has over 2,000 likes, but only 29 comments. And then it's a slideshow where she has a saying where it says, making God the main character in your life can open your eyes and change your perspective so much. And I said, ooh, girl, you definitely said what they said you said about, like, you definitely called them girls whores, because you haven't said anything about it. And now we referencing the Lord. Ooh, Mia. And I'm disappointed, because I had high hopes for her, and I really expected her to come and really give us a show, but girl. So before I move on to Married to Medicine, we got to talk about Jacqueline. So Jacqueline made this post because she said she has something to tell the haters. I guess Jacqueline feels like the girls are hating on her. So she posted this, and it says, let's me clear. I think she meant to say, let's be crystal clear. You guys love to call me low rent and love in hip hop because I rock Fashion Nova and I'm too real and don't take myself too serious. No, I'm actually very smart. I have items in my closet that cost thousands of dollars and items in my closet that cost $50. But it's not what's in your closet, it's what's in your portfolio. People who come from real wealth understand this. What I am most concerned about is building wealth. My children's education, my investments, my assets, my properties I own, and the land I own, 7 acres to be exact. I'm not a renter. My daughter attends private school. I invest in my children first because I understand generational wealth is not looking rich, it's building wealth that spans over generations. I am a friend of they don't show my real life. Remember that before you open your mouth. Then she captioned it for the haters. First of all, Jacqueline, your cast can't dress. Like Giselle be in Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Ross fashions. Okay, Ashley being Fashion Nova and Shein's finest. Karen just started to not wear fake labels. I think Wendy started learning how to dress really well during season like 7. So to act like the girls don't like you because your best friend, all she wears is spandex and stretch fabric. To act for you to act like people don't like you because of your Fashion Nova, it's funny to me because it's like, girl, you missed the point. People don't like you because you're desperate and lame and you're sucking on Mia's clit, and it doesn't make any sense because that lady treats you like garbage. She treats you like an afterthought. You walk around being that lady's minion and lackey, and you too old for that. And it's pathetic. That's why people don't like you. I think if you had came into this season being your own person, not having this weird obsession with staking claim to Mia, you probably would be good on your own. But you're weird. That's why people don't like you. It's lame, and it's like you set yourself up to be kicked off this show because once Mia gets let go, if she ever gets let go, you going with her because you presented yourself as a package deal. You don't have any other connections in this group. If you were smart, you would have tried to build a relationship with Wendy, tried to keep that relationship you already built with Karen steady, try to start forming a relationship with Giselle, even tried to get to know Kiarna and Jazzy and Stacy and have a better relationship with Ashley. But you didn't do that. You just decided to be up under Mia's boob, and now you're mad because people are comparing both of y'all to Love and Hip Hop. And it's like, well, you contributed to that story. So moving on to our last sneak peek, this was posted by OMFG Reality TV, and the caption is this. It says hashtag Married to Med season 11 episode 6 first look returns February the 5th at 9 p.m. at Bravo. Sources Bravo at NBC Universal. Now this was the longest sneak peek. It was like 8 minutes. So let's get into this. So I'm going to do this sneak peek differently. I'm not going to go scene by scene because it is long. It's 8 minutes. It's like the first 8 minutes of the episode. But I'm just basically going to set up the scene because what I really want to talk about in this scene is Phaedra. And Phaedra, Quad, and Heavenly. So pretty much the sneak peek opens up where it left off, where you have, Contessa just telling Heavenly to square up hoe after Heavenly called Contessa's dead mom stupid. And so they separate the ladies. Heavenly gets on the golf cart. She's on there with Jackie, and Jackie's trying to figure out how to like turn it on so they can leave, but then she can't figure it out. But she's basically telling Heavenly to be quiet and calm down because she's disappointed in Heavenly. Like, she expected Heavenly to be different in this moment, but clearly she was not. You then see Sweet Tea, Toya, and Contessa on another golf cart, driving up. And I thought Toya was about to hit the table because she came up in there hot. And she was like, y'all are about to eat. And who she was talking to was Simone, Phaedra, and Quad. And they was like, yeah, we still hungry. So they're like, nah, we calling it for a night. So we see them go off, and they have a scene where basically Sweet Tea, Contessa, and Toya feel like Jackie needs to speak up more to reprimand Heavenly. And Toya says that, Heavenly's mouth is crazy and she needs to learn a different way. She also brings up how Heavenly doesn't listen to anybody except Jackie. So then Sweet Tea basically says Jackie needs to speak up more. And I get tired of them trying to get Jackie to reprimand Heavenly because at the end of the day, Heavenly is a grown ass adult. She has her own dental practice and 3 kids and a husband. If she wants to behave in this manner, she will behave in this manner. No amount of Jackie scolding her and telling her she's wrong is going to make this lady change her behavior unless she wants to do so. So putting all this onus on Jackie is annoying to me because in the beginning, I did feel like Jackie needed to speak up. Now, when Heavenly's wrong, I do think Jackie should say something, but them constantly wanting Jackie to basically be Heavenly's mother is very annoying because it's like, well, tell Jack, like, reprimand Heavenly yourself, cuss her out if you want to, punch her in the face, but stop expecting other people to check that lady. So then we get back to the table, and Jackie and Heavenly come back to the group because they don't want to walk in the dark in Florida. So while they're sitting at the table, Quad ends up asking the table, because Jackie ends up saying, does anybody else have any grievances or gripes they want to get out there? And Quad ends up telling Jackie, did you really just give me a blanketed apology? And so they flash back to Jackie and Quad having a moment where Jackie's like, I apologize. Like, we can't really go back to the past, but I apologize. And Jackie ends up being like, no, like I was genuinely sorry for those things. Next thing you know, Quad ends up getting very emotional. She ends up saying, like, no one checked up on me for like 6 or 7 months. I was losing weight. I couldn't sleep. The way y'all did me was wrong, and I didn't deserve that. And she starts breaking down. And Heavenly ends up saying, we're sorry, Quad. Simone is looking at Heavenly like, y'all are sorry. I'm not. But then as Quad starts to really like break down and starts crying really hard, Simone ends up like, I think that bothered her because maybe she felt like Quad was like putting on and it wasn't that deep. But then seeing her cry, she just ends up saying in her confessional, I don't want to cause her no more pain. And she ends up saying, you know what, I'm sorry for what I said in New York. Like, I truly am sorry. And while Quad is having this moment of like breaking down and like crying, and I don't think she was putting it on. Now, do I feel like it was dramatic? Yes, but Quad is dramatic. You just see Phaedra sitting there making faces, rolling her eyes, talking about, does she want a kidney from us? And this makes me feel like what they were saying about Phaedra being the one that was leading the charge to get Quad out of Married to Medicine. Phaedra's behavior in that moment made it feel like that was ultimately true. Maybe the ladies were a part of it, but I really do feel like Phaedra was, because the way that she was just so like, ugh, is she done yet? I'm over this. And it was just like, you really aren't a part of this friend group. Now, is it a dysfunctional friend group? Yes, it really is. It's probably an unhealthy friend group, but they are friends at the end of the day. They care about each other to a certain extent, because the way that Jackie laid her hand on Quad's chest to pray for her, and then the way they, like, Simone embraced her, Heavenly embraced her, Jackie embraced her, like, they at least care about Quad. And then next thing you know, here come Phaedra scurrying up to be a part of the circle. When Jackie ends up like being like, this is a circle that can't be broken. I said, yeah, get Phaedra off this show. Get Phaedra off my show. All right. Then this leads me into what Quad had to say about production. So Quad basically says that like she felt like she was done wrong with what happened in Napa and what happened at the reunion. And I think ultimately it was a combination of the ladies, but also production. And so she was on live with Heavenly, and they were talking about production and how she had went to the producers after her and Simone got into it and asked them to edit out Simone talking about the tragedy. So let me play that clip for you guys.
When Simone said that in reference to New York, and I'm just going to say what she said in New York, and we all know what that is, I went directly to the control room immediately, and I pleaded with production, and I've asked them to remove that. So thinking and having confidence in production that they would remove that because it was such a sensitive and delicate topic and way too soon. And even now, my family and I, we still struggle with that. I trusted that they would remove that. So I felt like, okay, let's just move forward. I can deal with the personal pain, but it's not magnified because my family won't see it. And unfortunately, that wasn't true, because we all saw it roll out on the reunion last year and or last season. And so that's the challenge. So it's not necessarily about what someone is saying on social. It's about the effect that it took on my family and how my family responded to me, because they're thinking, well, you're part of this life. This is your television life. We're not a part of that. And I had to try my very best to explain that. And it was distasteful.
So I kind of feel two ways about this. On one hand, I definitely understand where Quad is coming from, where it's like, this is something that's serious. A life was lost and it truly affected my family. So please take this out. And I get it. You told them to take it out, and I don't know if they told her that they were going to take it out or they made her feel like they were going to take it out, but they didn't. And then she had to suffer the consequences of her family reacting to it. And I think that's messed up, because now that we're finding out that they took those scenes out, allegedly, of Mia calling Giselle's daughters whores, and then the situation that allegedly happened between Lisa and Mary, where Mary ended up calling Lisa's son, the R word, and then Lisa supposedly called Mary's son a junkie or a druggie. And it's just like, if you were able to remove those scenes, why couldn't you do Quad the courtesy of that? But now I'm kind of like nervous, because I'm like, if we start allowing the, stars or the reality people to start dictating what can be in the scene and what can be taken out. And I know it's a scripted, edited show, but there is supposed to be some type of reality in there. I feel like you can't do that too much. Like, yes, there are some scenes that should be taken out for privacy purposes and to respect somebody, but also not every situation calls for the scene to be dropped from the show. But I do understand Quad's frustrations. Now let's move over to Heavenly. So Heavenly has been doing interviews, doing her, media run, and she was on Velvet Reality, and they asked her about her feelings about Phaedra. And I agree with her, but let me play the clip for you.
A little bit, yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Phaedra's a journey.
I like her, don't get me wrong,
We love
but
Phaedra.
she thinks she's the smartest one in the room, and she's not. She's not. I mean, we can see right through her bullshit. Maybe it worked on Housewives, I don't know. Am I saying too much? Baby, don't tell me.
What would you constitute Phaedra's bullshit? Like, what do you mean by that?
She doesn't always tell the truth. I mean, and the truth would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, she makes some stuff that you didn't really have to do. You know what I mean? So,
Is there any particular story that you were like, Phaedra, that's not real?
I could say so many, but one small one would be, oh girl, no, I don't drink. And then when you go out with her, can I get the Phaedra? You know what I'm saying? And they know what drink it is. I'm like, girl,
It's
what is
confusing.
this? Like, why would you even say that? You know what I mean?
And also because that makes it hard for you all to connect and bond on deeper levels, because it makes it almost harder to trust when you're like, well, I don't know what you're saying is true or not.
Can I tell the truth?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I don't think she ever intended on getting to know us on a deeper level. I think she was there. It was very surface. I do like her. She's a fun girl.
Yeah.
But like to be trusted, no. I don't think any of us ever really kind of.
Well, she had some interesting things to say at Bravo Fan Fest in Miami recently. She was essentially asked, do you like Married to Medicine or Housewives better? And she said she preferred Housewives. What was your reaction to that?
I think that she's more befitting for Housewives. I mean, we're married to Medicine, and outside of Medicine, she's never been married to Medicine. She's not Medicine. She ain't married to Medicine, so she belongs over there.
Okay. There we go. Do you think she belongs on next season now that she has returned to Housewives?
I think now that Katie's gone, yes. Yes,
Okay.
I do. I think that she needs to go over there, yeah.
Would you like to see her, though, return to another season of Married to Medicine?
I don't think she would ever come back to our show.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I'm playing this clip is because I saw that right after seeing the sneak peek, and it just irritates me so much that Phaedra lies and she gets rewarded for it. Because it's like, girl, to keep saying that you brought eyes and you revived Married to Medicine, I'm not going to let her live that down, because you blatantly lied. You lied and you give us nothing. I saw this right after I saw the sneak peek, and it was just like, look at them having this real moment. Quad's breaking down. Is it dramatic? Yes, but I think that's her real emotions. She's being embraced by Simone, being cared for by Heavenly and Jackie, and you over there making faces, and it's just annoying. So then a few other fans ended up commenting to Heavenly saying this: Phaedra is preparing one of the weakest reads for you at Dr. Heavenly. Get ready, because I know if any of them bitches could handle her, it would definitely be you or Quad. So then Dr. Heavenly quote tweeted this by saying, or getting someone to prepare them, because Phaedra's reads, especially the read that everyone always brings up, or where she read down Kenya, was definitely a rehearsed read. It didn't fly off the cuff. And then the last tweet was someone saying, listen, I'm a fan, And I love you, Dr. H, but you are no Phaedra. And if she pleases, she will drag you into the pits of hell and send you crying back to church. And so Heavenly quote tweeted this saying, ha ha ha. And you think I'll sit there silently? I love you, but you're delusional. Right. Everybody, Phaedra is such an easy read. She's an easy read. Cynthia gathered Phaedra. So what are y'all talking about? So yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. As always, remember to be bravely authentic. Definitely hop down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, okay? And please have a fun and safe New Year's. Happy New Year's. Make sure you drink responsibly. Please do not get caught up on no body cam footage like Karen, okay? Be smart about it, all right? Y'all know there's Uber, there's Lyft, there's actual taxi services. I know in my state, they normally actually have like a program where people who are not affiliated with like Uber and Lyft, they'll come and get you and things of that nature. Just be careful and be safe. Y'all know the police gonna be out there too. Please don't spend your New Year's Eve or New Year's Day in a jail cell, okay? And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.